Hi there, Kate Petty with LG. I'm the CreateBoard specialist and trainer, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at Windows OPS on the CreateBoard itself. And before I get into the demo, let's just talk a little bit about what OPS means, because I'll probably say that a lot during the demo. So essentially on the CreateBoards, there's a little slot on the side, and organizations can choose to put a small computer on the side of that, whether it's Windows or Chrome for a Chromebook. And your organization has chosen to put in a Windows device on the side of this CreateBoard so that when you change input to PC, you literally now have a Windows computer at your fingertips. When you sign in with your own account, you'll see all of your documents and things that are associated with your Microsoft account on the board for easy access. So with that, let's take a look at the overview of what it looks like. Just kind of remember where everything is and kind of see that it really is mimicking your own Windows device on your laptop. Hi there. All right, this is the Windows 11 desktop on the CreateBoard Windows OPS. And as you can see, it's set kind of at its default. So this is that default image for the desktop, this kind of blue, fluffy, ruffly thing in the middle. You have your taskbar at the bottom with everything that you really need in the middle here. So there's the Windows icon, the search bar, and then some pinnable apps. On the right-hand side, we have the time and date, the volume, the Wi-Fi. I'm using a microphone right now, so it's showing that. And then this is where you actually have your keyboard. So if it is set so that if you type something like I'm going to tap search, I'm going to close my keyboard. I'm going to tap search and then tap search one more time. The keyboard should launch when it recognizes you want to type something. But if for some reason it doesn't, you can always launch your keyboard using the little keyboard icon in the right-hand corner. All right, so let's take a look at some of these icons and Windows options in the middle. I am going to tap on the Windows icon to the left of the search bar. This is going to give me my pinned startup apps. So these are the ones that maybe I use the most and I wanted more frequent access to. Now, obviously, the ones that are in the taskbar are the easiest to get to. These are the second easiest. If you don't see the app that you want in this window, you go to All Apps on the right-hand corner here, and you'll be able to scroll through all the apps you want. This is also where you'll be able to take something like, let's see, photos. And I can choose to unpin or pin from the start button here. If I go back, I can actually make one of these be pinned on the bottom. I'll put my file explorer there. And then if I hold down on the bottom where the file icon opened, I can pin that to the taskbar. And now I've got my files even easier to access here at the bottom. A couple of other things in the Windows icon are, if you look on the top row of my pinned apps here on the right-hand side is settings. Now we do have a video on the top 5 settings we need you to look at immediately. So please, after this video, watch that one and consider everything we're suggesting in that top 5. However, I would suggest you look through all of these settings. Sometimes settings that you have on your laptop, a smaller screen, don't make as much sense as maybe a setting might make way more sense on this CreateBoard. So go through the settings, play around with them, see if maybe you can maybe initiate something that might help your workflow on the CreateBoard itself. Okay, so we've looked at the desktop, the Windows key pinnable apps, and the keyboard. Okay, so the next thing I want to share with you is the Microsoft Store. So I'm just going to go to my Windows launcher on the taskbar and click on Microsoft Store. And here you'll see you have full access to the Microsoft Store. You can download and install any of the apps you already use on your PC, and perhaps find some new apps that make a lot of sense now that you have this collaboration display. So things that you may not have thought about for your PC, you might find work really, really well on the CreateBoard. So I would encourage you to kind of maybe on your PC next time you're there, look for some productivity or collaboration apps that might suit you really, really well on the CreateBoard itself. Now, the next thing I want to show you is a little known tool in the Microsoft suite called Microsoft Whiteboard. Now, most people don't know this even exists. You think of Word and PowerPoint and Excel, but you don't know that Microsoft Whiteboard is also in the Microsoft suite. And yes, you know, LG does have our whiteboarding app itself that you can use. But if you're already having the Windows OPS and you have a Microsoft account, it makes full sense to use Microsoft Whiteboard because you can pull files out of your OneDrive account and put files back into your OneDrive account. For instance, I've just pulled this 6-page PDF of architectural plans out of my OneDrive, and now I'm able, and so the 6 pages kind of it gridded out this way, so all 6 pages are kind of in this nice square. I can zoom in and out of this board using the tools at the right, or I can pinch it at the bottom. And then I can also use my pen tools at the bottom to be able to write on my plans itself. And let's see, we'll go with green here to write on the plans itself so that I can discuss particular parts with my team and things we may need to change or update. And then once I'm done, I can slide this right back in. It'll be saved in my Microsoft Whiteboard, and I'll have those changes to be able to use. Now, one thing I will say that I want to share with you is that Microsoft Whiteboard does integrate with Microsoft Teams. So you could actually open this if you're on a remote call with a bunch of remote workers. You could actually just launch Microsoft Whiteboard in the Teams call itself and work on the whiteboard collaboratively with your teammates that way. You can also, of course, use our share code here on the LG CreateBoard and share this screen to your device, and then share that window or share that screen with your team as you're working on the LG CreateBoard, and team members might be joining in from Teams itself. So you have a lot of options with Microsoft Whiteboard. I would definitely suggest checking it out. Now, what are you thinking? Are you thinking maybe that now you want to be able to split the screen? So here's the great architectural plans, but I also need to kind of visualize what this is going to look like maybe on the lot for this. So I'm just going to click on and reduce this down a little bit. And I'm going to take my finger and I'll tap the black. You'll see that box that's up there right now. And that's where my finger is going to be. I'm just dragging this particular black bar over to the middle of the CreateBoard. And I touched the actual CreateBoard frame on the left-hand side. When it did that, it automatically went ahead and split the screen for me when I let go. Now, it's really kind of cool because I can actually put it up in the top and it'll give me a quadrant. But I don't really want the top. I want to be able to bring it down into the bottom. So I'm just going to move this to the half. And then on the right-hand side, it's saying, hey, what do you want to open? Well, I want to open this lot plan. This is the 360 view just using Google Maps. But at least now I can see the lot that this is particular residence or this particular project's going to be landing on, and I can kind of get a visualization for where it's going to be. Although this particular Google Maps with all the snow may not be the best particular one for that. All right, so let's take a look at all of the things that we have learned during this quick little overview on the Windows OPS. All right, so that is the Windows overview for the Windows 11 slot in OPS on your CreateBoard. We took a look at the desktop, we looked at that taskbar, the Windows key, some pinnable apps, keyboard. We checked out the Microsoft Store for just a little bit, and I begged you to go get that Microsoft Whiteboard app. Next up, we have a couple of videos. The first one is the top 5 settings we really, really, really want you to pay attention to and adjust as you're setting up your Windows OPS. And the second one is different ways that we can customize that Windows OPS to make it just put your own spices and flavors in it. So we'll see you next time.